Nithyananda, this is Nithyananda, the smiling sannyasi. Thank you so much for tuning in. So, about a week ago, I shared a video on the topic of Guru and Guru being your spiritual GPS. And I wanted to make this video as a follow on from that video because a very good question, a very valid question, I think, that many seekers have was asked. And basically, how does one know when one has found their guru, and also how to differentiate between an authentic guru, so an authentic enlightened master, versus someone who perhaps isn't enlightened and isn't genuine. So I'll be sharing from my own personal experiences with Swamiji, and I would also like to share what Swamiji, His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, has also shared specifically on this topic. So we just had a satsang aired a few days back where Swamiji actually spoke about this. So that was a really good synchronicity. So basically, when I first found Swamiji in 2014, I wasn't looking for a guru. I didn't actually know that exists. Even though I had kind of heard about it, I didn't really have an interest in knowing more. And so when I first found Swamiji on YouTube, looking for more answers to what is Kundalini awakening, I can say that when I look back, it was an immediate being level connection that I felt with Swamiji. So being level means just having a complete open space to whatever Swamiji was sharing and wanting to learn more about Swamiji's teachings. And so within a few months, having experienced the transformation that his teachings were giving me, he had become my guru without me really understanding what that meant. And one of the measures Swamiji has given as to how do we know if someone is our guru or not, basically he says that if you can forget about that person and if you have any doubt about that being, then they're not your guru. So once you have found your guru, it's complete. You don't have any doubt. You're not able to forget about them, in the sense of, when I say being level connection, it means the whole being accepts that person as your guru. So that was definitely what happened for me, and I feel very, very blessed to have that kind of a connection, that very deep feeling connection, that immediate bhakti and devotion, and being able to directly experience what Swamiji was conveying through his teachings. So I went and met Swamiji in 2015 for my first Inner Awakening program. But I distinctly remember before going, so I think it was about a week before the program was to start, that was when I had my first intense Satori experience. So, and that was just through, connecting through Swamiji, just through his pictures, just through the feeling that I had within me of the energy, the presence of, the self. So that was unexpected, but obviously a pointer in the right direction. And even before that Satori experience, there was a lot of clicks that were happening. So a lot of questions that I had as a seeker, so wanting to know the purpose of life and existence, and a lot of questions I had that I didn't even know were there within me, Swamiji was able to give answers for all of those questions. So that was also, nicely guiding me along. And even when I saw the the propaganda, all of the abuse which is there against Swamiji, I just knew that it doesn't match with my experience of Swamiji as I know Swamiji. And there's just something completely wrong with how he's being portrayed versus what my direct experience is before even having met him. So again, I feel very blessed and lucky that I had that kind of a bhakti and devotion, and obviously the experiences which guided me. And that leads me to the point of what Swamiji was sharing about uh, authentic gurus versus not authentic gurus. See, unfortunately, there's no way to tell whether or not someone is enlightened. You as a seeker will have to venture along that path yourself. So what Swamiji suggests is, if you found someone and you think you could learn from them, sit with them, learn from them for, a period of time. If the experiences that you're seeking for start happening with you, such as the satori, which is obviously what you're going to a guru for, is for them to give you the direct experiences of the self, of the higher planes of existence, of reality. If that's happening, then you're on the right track. If it's not happening, then you can, look in another direction and see where else life guides you. So the one thing, the prerequisite, I don't know if that's the right word, the one thing that happened within me right before finding Swamiji was the intense yearning for something higher than the status quo. So that intense seeking within me brought Swamiji to me virtually directly. When I had that intense seeking and that burning, almost desperation, it was like an urgency to, you just crack this code of life, then Swamiji appeared. And I know that's the case for many, many seekers. So beforehand, I know for also many seekers, before the living master appears, there is some kind of a guidance there, whether it's in the form of a book, whether it's in the form of a guru who is no longer in the body. So, a lot of Swamiji's disciples have had strong connections with gurus that were, like, for example, Ramana Maharishi, Paramahamsa Yogananda, or Sai Baba, that have led their devotees to Swamiji. So they've led their devotees to the person, the being, not person, the being that's able to give them their next breakthrough in their journey. It's up to that seeker to decide whether or not that being connects with that guru. So there's also different bhavas, there's also different ways of relating to guru, because a guru encompasses so many different dimensions, not necessarily what we're used to within the human dimension. For example, Swamiji, he is a mother in so many ways for so many people. You're not going to think of that conventionally when you see, a male-bodied person. You won't be relating with them as a mother necessarily, but a guru can embody a lot of these relationships. But I suppose that sort of deviates from what I'm trying to get at. So that's also a part, I think, in the journey is, experimenting with the truths yourself and intensifying the seeking. Really, it has to become urgent and, like a burning desire within you for you to even appreciate the guru once the guru is there. So that's not to say that people don't go through their ups and downs when you've found a living guru. Many people I know, have left Swamiji and then they come back. It can be difficult when you're forced to really have to look within, and you have to drop all of your crutches. You have to let go of everything you think you know and think you've understood and start working on yourself. So when you found your guru, you'll just know. That's basically what it comes down to. You won't have a doubt. You'll just simply connect with them. You'll know they're genuine. They'll be giving you the direct experiences. If you have any doubt, then keep looking. There's nothing wrong with looking for, your right fit when it comes to someone who's going to guide you. So I hope that answers your questions. If you have any further questions, again, this is open to further videos and further discussion if you're interested in the topic. And yeah, whoever's looking for their guru, if you have that intense seeking, I know you'll find them. I know, because that's all that was required within me, was just that intensity and that longing. And I'm very, very happy, and I feel very blessed to have Swamiji, who is just amazing and obviously does not get enough credit for everything he's doing, unfortunately. So anyway, thank you for watching, and until next time, Nithyananda.